Alright, so everyone's talking about Broly, so I decided to go ahead and do a Twitter exclusive Q&A tonight where I'm going to be answering your questions from Twitter about Broly and the Dragon Ball movie to the best of my abilities here on this video. So welcome to the video. I'll be answering these questions here, and just to reiterate what I've said before, the Twitter algorithm is weird, so if it's not first come first service whatever Twitter shows me, so I'll be answering them from top to bottom, okay? Here we have me and Rhyme Style, we're goofing around or whatever. The first real question here comes from Mint Coded, and he writes, assuming the movie is canon, bro, do you think they're going to do another recap season? I know you hate that word, but I don't know what else to use. Well, regardless of the canonicity or not of the movie, that's not going to stop them from doing a recap season. That's, you know, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F are both considered canon by many of the fans, but they still went ahead and did the Dragon Ball Super, you know, I guess retellings because they wanted to have it be one big story in anime form. And with that in mind, it's a little bit of a tougher question to answer here because Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods, and Resurrection F were just that, Dragon Ball Z. Whereas with Super, this movie is being called Dragon Ball Super Broly. So it's almost as if they're not going to do a movie retelling, but I have a weird feeling that they are, only because I think Toriyama wants to pad it out a bit before he comes up with his next storyline should Dragon Ball Super return. So originally I was going to say no, but the more I think about it, if Super does return, I could see them doing that. So there you go. But again, I hope they don't. I really do, but I think that they will. Lazuli Ski writes, can a pregnant female Saiyan turn Uzaru? If so, what happens to the unborn child during the Uzaru transformation? Presumably yes, and I assume the child just stays in her belly. I don't think the child actually becomes a great ape like the mother inside the belly, even though that would be... See, that's a trip. That's a trip question. That's like one of those questions where, you know, we get this question a while, like, if Captain Ginyu switched bodies with Gotenks and they defuse, what would happen to Captain Ginyu? You know, those are the questions that just can't be answered. But my best guess is that the baby will still be a baby because the baby is not exposed to the Brute's waves, only the mother is. That's my guess based on all the lore information that we have. I'm Someone's says, who do you think's going to die in the movie? Hope to have a great day. Well, I'm pretty convinced that Paragus is gone. There's talk that Broly might kill Frieza, which kind of makes sense, even though it's kind of funny that they may have left Frieza alive at the end of the series just to have him get killed by Broly. But then the question is, if Frieza does get killed by Broly, what's stopping Whis from bringing him back again? You see what I'm saying? I definitely think Paragus is going to perish, no pun intended, and I think Broly might die, but they might have plans for him. We're going to get to that here shortly. There's another question about that I think I saw. Jay Second Step Saint says, why do you think the Saiyan race have this ritual that enables them to attain God Ki? It makes them unique among other races. Do you think this could ever be explored in the upcoming movie? Well, I certainly hope that it is explored because it is something that's very unique to them. You know, in the main continuity of Dragon Ball, we know the Saiyans can become Super Saiyan God, right? We've never heard of any Super Namekian gods or anything else. However, in the Dragon Ball Heroes video games, every single race, Majin, even androids, can become gods. There's a god version. Now, that's done purely because they want to balance the game out. You know, no matter what avatar you pick or what race you pick, you can unlock god power, okay? You know, like if you pick Frieza's race, you can get a golden form. That's just how it is. Same thing with Xenoverse has a very similar idea. Even though it's not the same thing, it's similar. So in Heroes, they already have this idea that anybody can become a god, but in the main storyline, the only thing we know of is the Saiyan. So we don't... there has to be a reason as to why that race can do this and other races can't. And hopefully that does get explained in this film. Wolfsbane says, do you think Paragus and Broly have joined Frieza because Frieza talked them into it, or they are there for their own goals in mind? Well, if you look at the trailer, there is a small clip where it looks like Paragus and Broly are with Frieza. So at some point in the film, they're going to be apparently aligned. But that being said, it might not be a real, you know, alliance. It could just be that Paragus is using Frieza for whatever reason. So no matter what, I do think they have their own goals in mind. I do think that. I think that maybe at some point in the film, maybe Paragus believes that Frieza did not blow up Planet Vegeta, and then they find out, and then that's when Broly turns on Frieza. I mean, that could be the situation. But I think there will be a part in the movie where they are going to be aligned, probably for a very short time. Chef Saber writes, if Broly proves to be a tougher challenge than Jiren, like if Vegeta, Goku, Frieza, and even Beerus say so, do you think that could segue into the next tier of power, one above the power of God Destruction, maybe to Whis level strength or beyond? Well, the way the series is going, that's the only way they can really go. I mean, we know Jiren is more powerful than God the Destruction. They didn't specify which ones, but we know he is. So it would only make sense if the next tier up, as far as villains go, are angelic level. Which I certainly hope, if that is the case, that the angels have to get involved. Like, I certainly hope that's what happens. It's funny because BG Anime, Black Gorilla Anime, right afterward, writes that just from your own knowledge of the series, you expect there to be some line about Broly being stronger than Jiren. There could be. I mean, that's a follow-up question. It goes with Chef's question as far as will Broly surpass Jiren. I think there's a very good possibility that he will in the movie, just to make it more dramatic. But at the very least, he'll be equally as strong. However, Broly may have a weakness. Jiren was worn down after lots and lots of fighting. Maybe Broly's different. Plus, in the movie, in the trailer anyways, we have Broly, we have Goku talking about how he's getting stronger and stronger. So Broly could be getting more and more and more powerful as the fight progresses. So that could be a cool thing to see from that character. Jose Lopez writes, the reason why I pronounce that is it reminds me of Frank Lopez from Scarface. No, Tony, don't kill me. I didn't do anything to anybody. No, you had somebody else do it. Manolo, shoot this piece of shit. No, no! Ah! That's a good movie, by the way. Anyways, I don't know why I went into that trance where I recited that scene. You know what a hase is, Frank? That's a pig that don't fly straight. Go watch that movie, yo. Anyways, he asks, what makes Broly such a popular character among the DB community? I think it's because he's just a big, strong guy. I think people like that. You know, the Hulk, historically, Hulk Hogan, several pro wrestlers, not just him, Bruno Sammartino. People just like big, strong dudes that kick ass. I mean, it's just how it is, you know. In all forms of fiction, people like that stuff. Goldberg, I bring up more wrestlers. You know, in the UFC, in any sport, you know, people just like big, tough guys, and that's pretty much what it is. I think that's why. Plus, if you watch the way they animated the first Broly movie, he does kick a lot of ass with a lot of really creative scenes. A lot of really good stuff in that movie as far as fights go. I'm going to skip that question. That's a freaking joke here. Try and get clout on my Q&A. Super Space Warrior, what's your top 3 Kikuchi songs? Therese would get mad if she heard you call them songs. I think it's more like themes. I don't know the names of them. I guess my favorite ones is the Genki Dama theme. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. I like that one. And then I like the Dragon Ball jingle that he uses in Dragon Ball Z Movie 2. Dun 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 dun, where he redid that song. I love that. And I like the one that goes dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I love that one. I also like freaking dun 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 dun. I like that one. That the Piccolo remix. Love that. I love Kikuchi. John says, do you think that Broly should have a more tragic backstory than he did in his first movies? Yes, I answered that in the video I did yesterday with Real to Real. I think he should have a more interesting backstory to make him better. WWE signed Lil Mondo, Austin Kinkle. Do you think Broly is stronger than Beerus? There's a chance, because the debate is Jiren stronger than Beerus? And then the debate after that is Broly stronger than Jiren? So yes, there's a possibility. I know Beerus fans might not want me to hear it, but there's possibility. If it takes like Mastered Ultra Instinct to beat him, it's possible. It really is. Reborn Exists says, what has been your most favorite character in Dragon Ball that has always amazed you or been somewhat of a role model for you can relate to? I don't really have animated characters as role models, to be honest with you. Some would say that Vegeta and Goku can be role models because they do inspire you to work out. So, I mean, when it comes to that kind of stuff, yeah, I agree that both those characters can definitely be, you know, inspirational. But then again, so can some of the weaker characters like Tien. I mean, Ten Shinhan is a hard worker. What's to say you can't be like him? Maybe Frieza, because I'm a Naziist dictator. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't have any animated characters that I am like, you know, I don't really have even human role models, to be honest. But there are people who inspire me. We'll talk about that in a different video. Aaron Tunnel writes, I probably forgot, but why do you like Frieza? Just genuinely curious. I tend to like him due to his design, second form being my favorite, and the overall fun I have seeing him in action. An example being the Universe 9 assassins being slaughtered by him, as well as his calm moments. My apologies if you already answered this question before, but I don't exactly know which video or post you might have stated it. It doesn't have to be a lengthy reason, just can't short one so you can understand why I have so many questions to have. Well, I answered it a long time ago. So if you didn't see it, I mean, it was probably like 3 years ago. I like Frieza for all the reasons you named, because he's just my favorite villain. I like the fact that he's a complete, like, rich prick douchebag. I like that the way he talks, whether it be Chris Ayres' performance or whether it be Ryu Senekau. Love that. I even like Linda Young sometimes. I mean, she's not my favorite Frieza, but she has hit a few good lines, you know, that are funny. Especially the back scratcher line in the dub. It's a dub line, but it's one that I actually find very funny. And I just like the fact that he's sort of like Space Hitler. He's this big, superstitious, paranoid guy who has all this power but is afraid to lose it. I like that about that character. He looks cool. He has cool powers. I like all his forms. I really like him. He's a lot of fun to watch on TV. He's a lot of fun to read as well. And when I read the manga, I hear Nikao, even if it's in English. Edgar, would like to know your thoughts on this, since Broly movie will feature the origins of the Saiyans and Frieza seems to be involved. Do you think the movie will reveal the fact that Beerus gave the order to Frieza? It's possible. I've talked about this before. I can't really answer that. I think it's possible, but I feel like that should be probably saved for a different storyline, Cosmic Emerald. That should be, like, if they're going to do that, that should be later on when they do that. Because that's almost too much for one movie, you know? Groggy says, what's your favorite Dragon Ball movie ending theme? Oh, man. Of course, I mean, the best one is easily Dragon Power Infinity. Doragon, Doragon Power, 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 Power. Doragon Power. I like that one. I love fucking the movie 12 Fusion Reborn ending theme. Doragon Boru, Doragon Boru, Tatakai yo Tekishi wo Kage no Saikyo Yama Fusion. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Anyways, I like that one. I love fucking Ikusa. I love Marugoto. Dragon. Oh, I like all of them, honestly. I like freaking movie 6. You know, we need a hero. God, they're all great. They're all great songs. Danny Fernandez, is he single? Broly. That's the Command Con co-host, by the way. I don't think so. I mean, I think he is single, but he might not be into women, so he might be screwed on that one. Cumber versus Jiren. That'd be a great fight. I wonder if Cumber can, like, infect Jiren with his evil, like, mist, if he can turn him evil or something. That'd be kind of a cool thing to see, maybe in one of the video games. UI Black Goku says, do you want Broly to stay in the cast? And if Goku and Vegeta's new forms from the TOP don't appear, how do you see this going down? I think they will appear. It's inevitable. As far as any other way to beat Broly, it could be Gogeta. I mean, it's been talked about. Did a whole video on it. Do I want Broly to stay in the cast? Only if they find something interesting and unique for him to do. Other than that, there's no need to bring him in there. It's a possibility for money reasons they'll put him in, but is he going to team up with Goku? Is he going to just be a returning rival? Like, they have to find something interesting for him to do. Do you think the Red Ribbon Army and OG Dragon Ball would stand a better chance if they had mastered Ki? Way better chance, dude. I mean, way better. They might have been able to beat Goku if they all ganged up on him. Back then, not now, obviously. Cam Yar says, would you actually enjoy Broly being redeemed and regular? I already answered that question like a minute ago. It's pretty much the same thing. Would I enjoy it? I mean, I don't know if I would enjoy it personally. His last question was more so, do I think it'll happen? He's asking me more so if I'll enjoy it. Again, it just depends if it's written well, if it's interesting. Okay, because they do this. I don't like them turning people good for no reason. There has to be a reason for it. Jimmy Neutron says, do you think Yamoshi will make an appearance sometime during the film? Flashbacks, it's possible. Who is your favorite Dragon Ball composer? Favorite opening and ending? Easily Kikuchi. Favorite opening and ending? Probably Makafushigi Adventure. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. As far as ending goes for Dragon Ball, not including the movies, I guess it's probably from GT, Blue Velvet. Dun, 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 dun. See, folks, I can't put copyrighted music in the video, but I can sure as hell do this thing with my mouth. Dun, 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 dun. Done it a lot in this video. Run through my heart again. That's a good song, yo. Look up Blue Velvet. Bobby Davis. What do you think the probability of Broly being genetically created to maybe incorporate God King into future Saiyans is? I think something like that will be part of the plot. I've talked about this before, mostly privately. I know Old Pie did a video about it. I haven't got around seeing it yet. I talked about this idea even before it was Broly, about this genetic manipulation thing, but I have a much deeper idea behind that that I had before they even announced Broly. That being said, I think I would love that idea. I would love the idea that Saiyans were genetically modified to get Zenkais and to get this power. That way it's not just some random, like, nature thing. That way it's some kind of actual tampering. You know, it's conspiracy stuff, you know. I would love it. Red Flag. But again, Toriyama keeps his stories so simple that I don't know if I see that. Red Flash, if they were to kill off Broly the same way in the first Broly movie with different build-up, what would be your thoughts on it? With the uppercut to the stomach, no, I don't want that again, honestly. We've already seen that finish. Like, I don't want that again. I don't want Goku just punching a guy once and beating him. We've seen it too many times. Brawls, Sub Geekdom, do you think Tarbo will be mentioned at all during the film in any way, shape, or form? Honestly, if I was a betting man, no. If you ask me, should he be? Yes. But I don't think... I think they forgot he exists, dude. I think he's like lunch. They forgot he exists. Nick says, what's your favorite DBS arc and what are you expecting out of New Broly if you have any explanation at the moment? My favorite Dragon Ball Super arc was Tournament of Power, even though it had problems. As far as Broly goes, expectation-wise, I'm setting them kind of low because of Resurrection F. I don't think it'll be that great of a film, but I hope that it is. It's going to be better than Resurrection F, I think. But I'm not expecting it to be as good as Battle of Gods as far as story goes. But I really hope that Toriyama does create a great story and that we all can dig it. I want a good thing. An anal angel. I already answered that question earlier. Anal angel. Alright, last one right here. If you could have any Dragon Ball game get a remake, what would it be and why? Oh, man. I mean, a lot of people want Tenkaichi 3, but I don't know about that. Because you can't really put out Tenkaichi 3 with Super being out. You have to put all those characters in there. So, I don't know. You know what I wish they would do? I wish they would remake the old... there's a game on Super Nintendo. It's like called... I think it's called Goku Retsuden. It's like a diagonal like RPG game. I wish they would remake that one. It's a Japan-only game. I wish they would remake that one. I would like a sequel to Burst Limit, even though we may never get that. I would love that. Let me think for a minute. What? I wouldn't mind if they took like Legacy of Goku, all 3 of those games, or all 4 of them, because there's a GT one, and just put them all together into one big game and re-release them. I'd be okay with that. Tenkaichi 3 seems to be the most popular one, honestly, as far as what fans want, but that's more so what I want. I'm trying to think of any other Dragon Ball game they should re-release. Not really, I can't. Maybe Legends. Dragon Ball Z Legends was a lot of fun. Do that one, but include Super. I'd be alright with that. Anyways, that's it for this Q&A. Tons more questions, but I can't get to them all because otherwise we'll be here for an hour. But thanks to everyone who submitted their questions, and we'll do more of these so you all have your chance to reply back. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you soon.